Speaking freedom, giving you the answers to be free.
We use the client to develop, to grow, and to bring out the best in themselves. We are simply a tool to help you learn how to make better decisions. Not just one decision, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Encouraging each person through each trial and tribulation.
Work call. Yeah, man. Gotta go in here and dance, but I don't get tired.
Part 2! Okay, I am about to leave the VA, and I have part 2 on my relationship video for today. So this video is about a Facebook post specifically where a guy said that men want companionship, that men want partnership. They don't want to provide where a woman can contribute. So I commented on the post and was like, "Ooh, I like this. When you say you want a partnership, what are we partnering on? What are we doing? Like, what is the goal? Like, what is the vision that a woman will be partnering with you on?" And his response was, "Well, what do you bring to the table?" So in video 1, I'm not going to talk about everything I said in video 1, but in video 1, I just spoke on the fact that in order to have a table talk, you got to know what kind of table that you're meeting at, and what the table can sustain, as well as what do you have already for your table. Because when you plan a dinner, a meeting, or anything else, you have to know what you already have in order to know what you need for somebody to bring. So I kind of broke that down and how important it is to have a vision, and a woman who has substance wants a man with as much substance or more in vision. So when I went into the VA, the guy, male nurse in the eye clinic, was talking about, I said something about why I had to go to the car to get my little charger thing or whatever. And then he was like, we started talking about our kids or whatever, and he was saying how his son is a ladies' man and he be getting around or whatever. And so I was like, it's important to talk to your child about different things so that they understand why you know what you know and why to listen to you. He kind of didn't get the portion of helping the children understand why it's important to listen to your parents, or the value of what your parent has experienced, so they understand why you know what you know. It's kind of like with people and being a life coach or anything like that. A lot of times credentials is so that they can figure out how you know what you know. If you say you know something, do you know it because of experience, education, or are you just claiming you know it without having any real knowledge or information that would help you be able to have a sound opinion about whatever it is that you're saying you know? So that's what I was telling him. But within that, he kept on talking about how his son is, in the sports, and ladies are attracted or drawn to him because of that, yada, yada, yada. And he said something else, but I was like, it kind of related back to what I was saying, as far as if you teach your son to have vision for himself, then it's some women that your son won't even entertain because they don't match or align with the standard that you taught your son to have. And so I was telling him, like, I was just doing a video about how a man needs to have a vision and a plan in order to be with a woman. And he was like, yeah, you're right, because he was like, most women are hypergamous, and it's a lot of hypergamy. And so when he said it, I had never heard the term before myself, because it don't relate to me. I don't know a lot of hypergamous women myself, and hypergamy, because I was like, well, I'm going to look it up so I can have an intellectual conversation with you. Is no reason for me to even talk to you about a word that I don't even know what it means. And I'm like, I know most women probably won't do that. They're going to argue it down. They don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So now that I've looked it up, hypergamous means a woman who dates above or marries up from where she's at. Now, that is not what this video is about. This video is about a woman who has a plan, who understands her purpose in life and has some business about herself, meeting a man who understands his life, has purpose about himself, and then they come together where she is supporting the vision that he has set for them as a family, or the aspirations that he has. Because when you get married, I want to say, and in life, you should be trying to date, marry, and be with somebody who is along the lines of what you desire, who you are as a person, so that if you have a vision, it's not like you are you have all of these things and you have a vision for your life, and then you're gonna be with somebody that has the opposite vision. Like, a man that is in church should not want to marry a person who's aspiring to be a stripper. And the reason why is because the visions don't match. One, being a man of the church, to be a first lady or to be in the church, you cannot be a stripper. That's one. And if that is her goal, then her goal is surrounded around fast money. And guess what? In the church, it's not really no fast money unless you scheming and scamming and shit. You know what I mean? So it's just the difference in the mindset, which is kind of what I got to earlier. A man that has ambition to work for the rest of his life should not, I'm not saying won't, I'm not saying can't sustain, because some men are made to be supportive men in a relationship with a woman that has a lot going on. That's the job that he's supposed to take on. However, in the reality, a lot of men are intimidated, and or when not intimidated, cannot handle having a woman who is a breadwinner. Some men can handle it, some men can't. But if you're with somebody, even if they don't have all their stuff together, y'all mindset should at least be common. Y'all goals and aspirations should at least be in the same direction. Come on, y'all ain't gotta want the same shit out of life right now, but whatever y'all want individually should come together and make something even bigger together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be like, okay, I want this, and then he wants that, and then we working in two totally different, separate directions in order to reach two separate sets of goals that have nothing to do with each other. That in itself will take you away from your person a little bit. So a person that already has her own shit together, when she says she wants a leader, she's not looking for somebody that's necessarily a level up from her. Yes, somebody that makes more money than her would be great. Yes, all of those things would be nice. However, for most women, not all, because some women do just want somebody that got more money than them, that can take them more places and they can go themselves, versus the women that I'm speaking on want men that they can be in partnership with. They want men that it doesn't feel like they're raising their men to be who they're already supposed to be when they meet them. They don't want the men that is considered beta men, that's trying to argue and fuss and do all this stupid shit. Women like myself and that have themselves together, they want a man that's in control. Being in control does not necessarily mean being controlling, or not allowing a woman to have her voice. Being in control means that have a plan, you have a purpose, you have a vision. You and your person have sat down, talked about, and discussed what would happen, how things would go. And then the husband is the quarterback and the coach and the running back. And then the wife submits, plays her part in, and does whatever she needs to do based on, this is why picking somebody that has qualities that genuinely go with what you already got going on is important, because they got to be able to fill in the blank whenever the blank occurs. That means that it might not be you need a person to do this, this, and that. One, different men need different things. Some men are completely self-sufficient. Some men are mentally stable. Some men have all their shit together. So all they need is a woman who brings peace, who wants to enjoy life, who is not going to be a burden, and who does not want to take them for everything they got. Because there are women that's already established in their own right, that's bringing as much to the table. These women, the type of women I'm talking about, the seeking leaders, they don't want a man for their money. They want a man who is able to be there emotionally, be there supportively, help them figure out things, or just be a listening ear. Every woman doesn't need a problem fixer, because every woman does not come with problems. And so it helps when men know what they want and have a vision for their life, because it helps them to eliminate the women that don't have anything, or that don't come with anything. I am not mad because a man wants a woman that has some business about herself, that brings something to the table other than ass and titties. A man with standards should want a woman that has something to offer. A man with standards should definitely get a woman that has some business about herself. That means that she has a standard about being out late. She's not going to be doing nothing crazy, because she lives a certain type of lifestyle that is surrounded by peace, that's surrounded by having safety at home. You got to get with women who already has established the type of lifestyle as far as peacefulness that you desire. Some men like chaos. Some men want a woman that's going to be in the drama and on the bullshit. Some men like that. There are softer versions of men who need women who are leaders. Some men need women who take control and do everything and wear the pants in the relationship, and that's fine. There are women that don't want that. Those are the women I'm speaking up for. I'm speaking up for the women that don't want to accept anything, that don't want to just bring the bare minimum to the table, that don't just want your money and what your money can provide. I'm talking about the women who want to be loved and love. I'm not talking about the selfish women. We're not even talking about the women that have no self-control, that talk to you all crazy. Those women are the women that you need to ask, what do you bring to the table other than that attitude? But we're talking about the women that have already established a table on their own, and that would like to be in partnership with the man that has already established himself on his own and is ready to build. Me personally, my biggest thing is wanting a man who knows how to build and knows what he wants to build. A lot of men, even at the age of 43, and men that are older than me, still don't even know what they want for themselves. They still don't even, their life is surrounded around working for the next 20 years or whatever. And for me, personally, I'm not in a place, in a stage of my life where I want to be with somebody that doesn't see himself outside of his job, that doesn't see the value in who he is as an individual, and that has learned his purpose enough to sustain that. Now, again, different women want different things. There are women that want to start with you from the ground up. They want to help you plan the vision. They want to help you make everything happen from ground zero. I'm not at ground zero, so I am not there anymore. There was a time when I had not established myself to the place that I have established myself, that I did not have books and content or things that, meant anything as far as the grand scheme of who I am. And I was willing to build with somebody on the same level that I was. When I was on ground zero, I wanted to build with somebody on ground zero. So you got to find somebody at the level that you are at. I'm not on ground zero no more. I am like somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the midst of being my wildest dreams. So I have to be with somebody who's in the midst of being their wildest dreams. And that does not mean somebody that then thought about it and they know that they want to do it, but they ain't took no action. I'm talking about, I am for the action takers. I am for the people that's going to make shit happen. That's just who I am and who I am for. I surround myself with action takers. I don't want to be around complainers. So I wouldn't be with a man that wants to complain more than he wants to do things. One of the biggest things that mess up relationships is people don't know what they want for themselves. They don't know who they are for and by themselves. So they are basing their whole lives on what other people have said that they're supposed to be, and what social media shows them is okay to be. When you have motion on your own, when you are your own person, when you are valid without anybody else's validation, you move different, you think different, you operate differently, because your value does not come from the same little things that most people's value is established in. Most people's value is established in material things and what they can provide financially. They're not even considering things beyond the material possessions, which is the most important part. They don't consider characteristics. They don't consider compatibility on what you see for yourself. And that's the missing piece. If women need to do it too, but we're talking about the men right now. If the men had visions for themselves, where they saw themselves long term, where they wanted to be, who they wanted to see, what they wanted to do, then a woman can have a better understanding of what she's contributing to. When you know what you're contributing to, then you can figure out what's needed and actually contribute. I can't contribute if there is nothing, no layout, no plan. If there's no menu to contribute to, then how can I contribute? There's no menu. In order to plan an event, this is the way I spoke on the subject before. To plan an event, you got to know, what is the event? What's the vision? What is the goal of the event? What is the outcome that you want it to be? what is needed to reach the goal. Okay, you want to be married, you want to build an empire, you have these key things that will help you build an empire already, and these are the qualities and or things you need in order to make the empire complete. So, menu. You want to have a menu that feeds 100 people. The goal is to feed 100 people. The menu has to be enough to feed 100 people. Then you need to know what flavor, what type of shit you want flavor-wise on the menu. You want vegetables, you want a cheese coloring board, what you want on your menu. What's the vision? What is the vision comprised of? What is the menu comprised of? What do you have already to make the menu be what it needs to be? Okay, you having a Galentine's Day thing, and your Galentine's Day event is gonna have 10 people. You got 2 vegetarians, and you got other people that want all type of other shit. What do you have in your house already? What are you going to add to the menu? And then, and only then, can you tell me what I need to bring. You can't tell nobody else what to bring if you don't have a menu. If you don't know what you're going for. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying, what you're catering to. If you don't have no clue, then I can't tell you to bring, I'm not going to tell you to bring deviled eggs to a soul food meal. Now, some people might like deviled eggs. Deviled eggs is more finger food to me. So bring deviled eggs if we having hors d'oeuvres or appetizer type. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring celery sticks and I said we having steak dinner, because what are we doing with those celery sticks? But if you don't tell me what you need based on the theme or what you want, then no matter what I bring, you got to be happy with. So if you want a woman that's going to contribute, you got to have a vision. You got to have a menu. You got to have a goal. You have to have an outcome that you want to reach so that she know what to bring. What do you need? Every man does not need the same thing. So asking a woman what she brings to the table when she don't even know what you need, she don't know what type of man you are, she don't know what you got going on in your life, she don't know what missing pieces have you perceived about yourself so that she can support, nurture, and fill in the blank wherever the blank occurs. In order for a woman to contribute to or bring something to a table, she got to know what table is it? What type of table is it? What can this table hold? Because a glass table cannot hold the same type of heat that a regular folding table can hold. A wooden table cannot hold the same type of moisture or condensation that a glass table might be able to hold, because it's made different. A cardboard table can't hold shit. So if your table is a cardboard table, then when you ask me what I bring to the table, if I got a turkey that weighs 12 pounds, your cardboard table can't hold my turkey. So what you mean, what do I bring to the table? Nigga, what type of table do you have? What type of table is it that I'm bringing something to? That's where vision come in. That's where having a plan come in. A man without a plan can't take a woman nowhere. A man without a plan can't ask a woman to submit, because what am I submitting to? You got to give a woman something to submit to if you want a woman to submit. You got to give a woman a vision to support if you want a woman that supports you. What's the vision? Because I can't support no bullshit if I'm looking for a leader. If I am praying for, believing for, and hoping for a leader, then the leader has to give me something to follow. If I want to be submissive, I'm a woman that desires to submit to the control and leadership of the man that I choose to be with. That means he got to be a leader. He got to know how to control the environment. He got to be a man that I admire and respect just off of who he is and what he's built for himself. I've built something for myself, so he should respect me as well. Not a man that be like, oh, are you bragging? Or a man that be like, well, you think you... No. A man that has built something for himself respects a woman who has built something for herself. Because as a man, he understands what it takes to build something for yourself, male or female. He knows the fortitude. He knows how much it takes and how much groundwork it takes if he's built something. If he ain't ever built something, he ain't gonna respect what you built because he don't know what it takes to build nothing. He ain't never built nothing for himself. So this video, I guess, is speaking more to it's speaking to both men and women, because women with leadership skills want men to know how we really feel, what we be thinking, what it really takes to win us over. Women are not being difficult. Well, some women are being difficult. Some men, guess what? Some women difficult as fuck. You got to find the one that's not difficult for you. Because guess what? No matter how much I want to cater to a man, no matter how much I want to support and give into, feed into, nurture on, love on, sex, kiss, love, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I want to do for a man that I'm with, for some men, I'm going to be too much. For some men, everything about me will make them cringe. But there is one, maybe a few, that will love everything about me and everything that I'm into. My job is not to conform to a man that does not like me. My job is not to be with the man who wants to change me. My job is to wait for the man who most aligns with what I desire and see for myself. That means that a man that already got his vision, already at least know what he's building, and then my job is to help him where he is. I don't want to take over. I don't want to run shit in the relationship. I run my business. It's some things in the house that I have to run well. But even once my kids are grown, it's about finding somebody that's a companion that I can partner with in building the life that we've decided that we want to build together. Not my way, not his way. Together. You know what I mean? That's hard for some people to comprehend because so many people get jaded. Men get jaded by women that don't want shit but their money. And women get jaded by men that ain't got shit to offer, not even money. And then the women that date and get jaded by men that got money is because they got all the money, but that's all that they got. They don't have no leadership skills. Just because you got money don't make you a leader. Just because you have money does not mean you have self-control. And a lot of women want men who are leaders with self-control and got business about themselves. Thing is, a lot of men are taken that are leaders, and then some are taken by women that don't even want them. They just too scared to leave because of what they'll lose if they leave. But they need to be looking at Bezos and some of these other people that leave, give half, and still get more. Because with the right woman, you're going to get more. The right woman is going to allow you to think more clearly because you ain't fussing, you ain't fighting, you ain't dealing with bullshit. It's when you get with the wrong woman, and for women, when you get with the wrong man, that it creates the contempt in your heart, that it creates all of these bad feelings towards the opposite sex because you didn't know yourself enough to choose the right type of person that would be good for you, that could be good to you, because every woman and every man is not made to be good to every woman and every man. There are some good men that are incapable of being good to a person that they not for. I'm not for you, so I could never be good for you. No matter how good of a person I am, it's not for you. And when people in general, men and women, stop trying to force people to be their person that's not their person, force relationships that are not really good and trying to make them good when they can't be, when they stop doing that, that's when relationships will get better. That's when marriage will be lasting longer and sustained, because you'll be with somebody that you actually like, and you're not trying to force to be what you need them to be. You're not trying to force them. You just like them for who they are, whether they change or if they don't change. Now, do people grow and want other people to grow with them? Yes, of course. But the reality is that you got to be with somebody that's your friend, that you can see the worst of them and still look at them like it's the best, that you can love, honor, and want to be with no matter what. When we talk about partnership, it's not a user type of thing. It's both people contributing what the other person needs and more, because you never know what a person needs. What a person needs today might not be what they need a year from now. As you grow and you evolve, as you heal and you get better, your needs shift and change. As you just get older, your needs shift and change. So you gotta be with somebody who always wants to meet the need, who always wants to fill in the blank, no matter what the blank is. Because when there's a vision, you have something to shoot for, you have you figure out what's needed, and you're always evolving based on the vision and the need. Companies stay around 100 years because there is a vision for the company, there is a plan, and there is always them meeting the need no matter how the market changes. So no matter what goes on in the world, they still got a need that they got to meet. And that's what marriage should be about. Partnership is about how can we work together for the greater good of us both. But for my life, in my life, for a mission or a vision that's greater than us both, that we can both contribute to, that we both have a calling for, even if it's different, even if it's on, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can we do that together? That's the goal of marriage. That's the goal of relationship. And that should be the goal of any partnership that you're seeking. But in order to have a partnership, again, the man gotta has a vision. Because what is the woman, how would she know if she could be a good partner for you if you ain't got no vision? Women, we gotta have visions too. We gotta know what we want to be a part of, what we could contribute to a relationship. A nigga ain't wrong to ask what you bringing to the table. He just gotta make sure that he know what's on the table. That's it. That's the end of part 2. Gotta go. Bye.
I decided long ago, and never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live what I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all inside of me is sexual Charlie.
Thank you for joining Speaking Freedom as we continue to assist you with your daily growth and intuitive wisdom. Loving is a lifestyle and we love to love. Inspiration is how we fuel faith. Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We thank God